Okay, hi everybody. This is the Academic and Professional English 1 Syllabus PowerPoint video. And we are all at Zumschel University. And this is the Spring 2020 semester. Let's start. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce myself briefly. I am going to be your instructor for this semester, and my name is Scott. You can see my full name there, Scott Joseph Prince, but just call me Scott. Oh, hello. That's a handsome young man there. That's me. Hopefully I get to meet you all in person sooner rather than later. Obviously this coronavirus situation is new for everybody, and these online classes that we are doing is also new for most of us, but mostly I will be doing these kind of PowerPoint videos, and I will try to narrate my voice on top of them for you. Now here's my email, lambertsclose23@gmail.com. Please feel free to send me a message, and you can also use the Smart Campus email function as well, but I would prefer if you send me an email using this Gmail account. And finally, when we all do get to study together in person, our office is Veritas Hall 209. Now in there, that's where the Korean staff are. So if you have any problems outside of our class and you would like to communicate to somebody in Korean, that is the office where you should go. Okay, let's talk about our textbook for this semester. So the textbook that we will be using is called Unlock 3, and it's the second edition. And here is a photo of the book. Now you'll see there that it says it is a reading, writing and critical thinking book. Now actually, when you buy this book, there are two books. You will get the listening, speaking and critical thinking book, but the one that we will be using mostly this semester is the reading and writing and critical thinking. Now, hopefully you can all find a way to get this book. You might find that you might have to just buy it online. If any of you are near the university, I think the university bookshop will have this book. But if you are staying home for a couple of weeks and you're far away from the university, then please try to buy this book from an online bookstore. Having said that, I will make scanned copies of the pages that we will study for the next 2 weeks at least, and if the online classes have to continue, then I can continue to make scanned copies for you, but eventually you do need to buy this book. So my suggestion is to just try to buy this book as soon as possible. So that is our textbook for this semester. Okay, the next slide is just a course description. Generally, what are we trying to study this semester? So the point of this course is to improve your ability and confidence to communicate English effectively in a professional and academic setting. Okay, so this is university now. It's not high school, and it's certainly not a hagwon or an academy. This is university English. So what we are trying to promote is trying to learn some skills that will be useful in a professional So this means workplace, business, and academic, that is university. Writing, academic, university, essays and papers, and learning skills such as critical thinking and analysing information in English. So it's quite challenging, but hopefully also it's going to be useful for you in the next few years and in the future. Okay, let's keep going. The course expectations. This is what we expect of you. So we have a few bullet points here. Here we go. First of all, I expect you to complete all of the assigned book content. So if I ask you, please read chapter 2, article 1, then I expect you to do that before the class. Some of the book, there might be some vocabulary exercises, there might be some writing exercises. So as we go through the book, please complete all of the tasks that I ask of you. Complete all activities and assignments given as homework or online tasks. Improve the ability to understand different cultures and develop a global outlook. Right, now at university, especially at Syllabus these days, there are a lot of international students. I definitely would recommend you to try to meet some of the international students. It's a great chance to practice English. But also the book, there are many articles which are about different cultures and different countries. So please have an open mind and try to expand your global outlook. Speak. Okay, when we finally start our classes, when we are face-to-face again, you are expected to speak English, practice English. This is the whole point of this course. So in the class, lots of speaking, and also there's going to be a focus on writing, and we will be learning how to write paragraphs and essays. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now this is very important. The evaluation. How will you get your grade? Let's have a look at the different scoring parts. Your attendance is worth 10% of your grade. Now 10%, you can also think 10 points. Okay, every percentage is a point. So you can get 10 points just by attending every class. Your participation is 15%. Now participation basically means that you're trying to participate in the class. You're trying to talk to the other students, you're trying to complete your work, and generally you have a good attitude to studying. We will have some homework assignments, and I will explain those in a moment. There's going to be a writing test and some writing projects, and those will be 20% of the grade. The midterm test is also 20%, and your final project, your final test, will be 25%. Now we're going to go through each of these individually after this slide. But there's one more thing that you should know, and this is very important. Syllabus University has a relative grading system. Relative. That means you are graded in relation to the other students in your class. In one class, only 30% can get the A grade, 40% for the B grade, and 30% must be given a C grade or a lower than C grade. So what this means is, I will give you an example. If there is a class with 20 students, one student is 0.2%. So basically what that means, in a class of 20 students, 6 would be able to get an A grade, 8 would get the B grade, and then the final 6 would be in the C grade. Now, unfortunately, this is the university's rule. It is not my rule. We all have to follow this. So please be aware that the university has a relative grading system. Okay, so let's go through each scoring part. Now, the attendance is 10%. Now, while we are doing online classes, everybody will be getting the full attendance score. Obviously, I have no idea if you are in the class or not. So while we're doing online classes, you don't really need to worry about this. But here are the rules for the in-class, for the face-to-face classes. If you miss more than 5 classes, you cannot get an attendance score. It doesn't mean fail. It just means that you cannot get the 10%, the 10 points. If you are more than 10 minutes late, you will be marked as late. And if you are late 3 times, that becomes an absent. So 3 lates is 1 absent. And remember, 1 absent is minus 2 points for your attendance. If you are more than 30 minutes late, you will be marked as double late. That is 2 L's. Okay, so 3 L's is 1 absent, and 1 absent is minus 2 points for your attendance score. The university's rule is if you are absent for more than 1/3 of all your classes, that will be a fail. So if you miss 1/3 of your classes in the classroom, you will be failed. So basically, try to come to every class. Okay, your participation score. You can see that picture of a rather sad-looking Napoleon there. So as I said, participation is all about showing a good attitude and just trying your best in the classroom. Now for the online classes, completing activities and assignments and watching every video posted will count towards your participation score. So please watch every video that I post for you, and please complete every assignment that I give you. When we do the in-class, it is very important you work hard and practice English. If you do not try to speak English in class, you might get a low participation score. And please bring your textbook and notebook to every class. Laziness or a bad attitude might affect your score. Okay, so I think that's fairly easy to understand. For a participation score, you just try your best and you show a good attitude. Okay, next slide. Homework. Online and in class. There will be 10 homework assignments. Now we're not going to start, the official start date is March 31st, but you could complete these tasks earlier if you want to. And each one will be 1 point. For example, you might have a vocabulary quiz or an assignment. You might have to complete pages from the textbook or do some research prior to a class. It could be worksheets. Whatever it is, I will give you instruction about the homework and I will tell you the due date. Okay? Writing projects. The writing project is in 4 parts. All 4 parts are 20% of the final grade. So, here are the 4 parts. We don't really need to talk about these too much because it's better to wait until we are actually doing each part. But you can see that part 4 is a final writing assignment. So the final writing project, the final writing test, is going to be a 5-paragraph essay. But we will practice and talk about how to make that throughout the semester. Okay, there is a midterm test. It's 20% of your grade. The midterm test is an objective test. So what that means is there is only one answer. It's correct or it's incorrect. And so we might have true or false questions. We might have multiple choice questions. We might have short answer questions. The midterm test will review and assess what we study in the first half of the semester. So that basically means the grammar, the vocabulary, and writing skills from the book. Okay, now the final project is worth 25%, but let's not worry about that now. That will come a lot later. So let's just say that the final project, we will talk about that later. Right, a little note about cell phones. This is for in the classroom. You can use your cell phones for studying purposes. They're very useful. Translators, dictionaries, researching, that's great. However, wasting your time with your cell phone on things like Kakao chat, games, obviously that is not acceptable. And if you do that, you might lose participation points. So please use your cell phone appropriately. Okay, so this PowerPoint is almost finished. Let's just have a little look at the schedule. There may be some changes because obviously right now everything is a little bit unsettled. But as you can see, week 1 and 2, March 1st to 13th, were cancelled. So we're starting in week 3, March 16th to the 20th. And you can see there, it's online. And what we're going to do in this first week, introduction and icebreaker, that will be the second video. The syllabus, that is this video. And then we will also start Unit 2. And I will be posting the Unit 2 video a little bit later this week, probably Wednesday. And then you can see week 4 is also online. And then from week 5, hopefully, fingers crossed, we might be able to get back to the classroom. Okay. Now, I have made a copy of this syllabus for you. This is a photo, but I will make this file available via Smart Campus, so you don't have to go through this PowerPoint every time to get the information. You can just download this file. Right, so that was pretty much the syllabus PowerPoint for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, and I hope to be able to meet you all in person sooner rather than later. Okay, thank you.